All right, what are we going to cook today? What are we going to have a go at?
Well, you know what? I need to bake off some tarts. We're going to put peppers in a tart. A friend of mine's passed, and I love him dearly, young Graham. Yes. Bertha, and we're having a memorial for him this afternoon, funnily enough. And so I'm going to top here, because he loved roasted peppers. So I'm going to just do some quick, hot stir-fried peppers to top some tarts for Graham.
Well, I'm going to come round and work with you there.
You're going to top with me?
I love to do things in the kitchen. Before you start, can I have one of those?
Of course you can.
Italians.
Why don't you press it? Again, I want another one now. Just lick it and then press it into that lovely molten salt. Okay, I'm going to strip the pips out of this, the seeds out of this. I definitely think the passion for everything that was fresh started. I always say I was born or brought up in a garden. My father grew everything that we ate. And in fact, we weren't allowed to even buy anything unless it was a mushroom, because he could grow everything.
The reason I'm doing all this, and I said earlier, what a lot of people don't realise, where we're filming today and where we're doing this interview is actually a school, isn't it?
It is. It's not a school as in a school that's going to teach chefs how to become chefs. We do corporate team building here. Yeah. We do hens parties. We even have stag parties, but not the kind you like, with poles and that. We have wooden spoons and pans and that kind of thing. We teach men to cook, so ladies have fewer headaches. So I think this is a wonderful gift that you can give to your future son-in-law from the father-in-law. I've always cooked, went through school, used to do the cake sales, not just bring a cake on the day. I would cater for the teachers and sell them lunches. I'm going to get our wok nice and hot. And
so you make the wok hot first?
Before I put the oil in, yeah.
I make a terrible mistake there. I usually put the oil in.
Oh, well, maybe it's not a mistake. I mean, each to their own. Everybody has their own way of doing it. We've got these lovely...
Okay. And I see, funny enough, if I can just lean across you, you use a local olive oil.
Local is lacquer.
Obviously, yes, but being Italian, we buy from the Italian wholesale. I saw that. I saw that.
Sweet.
Well, if you can do it, I can do it.
Yummy.
Very nice. Very sweet.
So good.
Good?
Delicious. Absolutely. This has even won awards in Italy, in New York. I mean, South Africa, be proud. It's won so many awards.
You've got to convince me, but believe you me, you do.
Trust me, darling.
Now, my wife argues with me that using extra virgin oil is sometimes a little bit too strong. It overpowers.
It depends on what you're cooking. I'm doing this. I want this to be a dressing.
Yes.
And I want it to taste like olive oil. I want the pepper juices to leach out into it. So it's definitely very, very. And we're not deep frying with this, you know. Now, Tony,
I can smell something coming here.
I think there's trouble on the way.
Yeah.
I'm going to just show you. You do whatever I teach you to do here. Okay. I was just saying, I wish every little boy was born with one of these, and somewhere. Men should be reinvented with one of these, because look, no drips. See? Look at this, Tony. It's amazing.
Can I have a go?
Of course. Stand close.
Yeah. I don't have to. I can do it from a distance.
There you go. Stop. That's it. That's more than enough.
That's more than enough.
Okay, so now just get our oil swirled around. And just bring it off the stove, just so that, and push it forward so you don't burn yourself.
I see, yeah. Okay.
And now you can carry on. So would you like to just get the rest of those peppers in the pan?
Let's get the rest of the peppers in the pan. It smells quite good. I can smell the aroma coming off it already.
Isn't it beautiful?
Very nice.
And then what I'll do later, I'm not putting any oil, any garlic. I'm a garlic fiend. I love garlic.
I'm a garlic fiend as well.
Love it,
Are we not putting garlic in?
No, because what I'm going to do is I've put some garlic in the filling of my tarts.
Yes.
Okay, so I want this to really taste like peppers, and we're going to fling a few tomatoes into it later.
There we are.
Okay, now some salt. I'm putting the salt in now.
Now, are you a pinch of salt type person? That's it. Shower it with salt.
Absolutely. Give it a good scattering of salt.
Okay, and then mix them in.
Yes, mix them in. And we don't want them to cook brown. We want them to just start wilting.
Sort of al dente?
Yes.
Okay.
Because the heat is going to release those lovely pepper juices.
Yeah.
And then they just need to be wilty enough so I can manipulate them. And then we're going to do a pan of tomatoes. So you keep going there. I'm going to find a dish. There was always food in the background. And I think when it came to the time, my father saying, you know, what is it you want to do when you leave school? And I said, I want to cook for people, you know, and because we'd stayed in a hotel and I was in and out of the kitchens, loved it. And he said, I don't think that's a job for a girl. I don't think that's a job for a woman, and it's certainly not a job for a lady. And I was very upset because I needed his money, you know, to sort of get me trained. And I'm quite determined, if I want to do something, I'm going to make it happen, come hook or by crook. And it doesn't matter when. If you set your goals, you can make things happen. And I just thought, well, let me do something to earn my own money because I can make this dream a reality. But I'm going to have to do something that doesn't cost him money, because he thought maybe you could become a legal secretary, you know, because you'd get married and have babies and settle down and you can cook for your family, which I love doing. So I became a telephone electrician because it cost me nothing. In the post office, called a TN5. And I loved it, and I'd go back today and I'd do it again. I started on a construction crew. I came home with my toolbox with a soldering iron.
Are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious. I can remember my color code. And anybody that works for Telcom, I'm sure the cables haven't changed. It's blue, orange, green, brown, slate.
Doing now with the tomatoes.
We're going to just throw some half, some whole. In afterwards. We're going to just let that go for a couple of minutes.
A lot of people pick on me for saying that tomatoes, but you don't say potato, you say potato. So why not tomato? And ever since I was a child, I've always said that, isn't it?
A tomato.
They're tomatoes to me.
You've been watching too many American movies.
Not at all. I did go to school for a while in the United States, but no, it's got nothing to do with that.
Really?
No. It's just always, it's like, I sometimes say route as well.
Yes. Oh, that's American.
Yeah, and that is American.
That's
but that I
very
did pick up there. But the tomato, I said long before I got there.
Okay.
In fact, school teachers at school used to tell me off and that, smack me with a ruler.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, when I was about 6 or 7 for saying tomato.
I'd like to get my hands on that teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, those are almost there, Tony. Let's just have a little taste, darling, and see here. Give it back.
Oh, I like that.
Don't take the whole thing.
It's very nice. Very sweet.
Lovely. I would say another 2 minutes in the pan, and
but
then
I
you
think
can
it's
whack
got
it up.
something to do with the lipstick.
A friend of mine had said to me, if you really want to be a chef, she says, you join a hotel and tell them you want to become a hotel manager. They'll put you through every single department, and when you get to the kitchen, then you mustn't leave. Okay? Which I did. And Lee Hall was amazing because he allowed me into the kitchen. The chefs were not interested, but I was very nice, Tony. I would smell the air and say, oh, that smells delicious. It didn't. And they would say, really, Kossazana? I say, yes, it smells delicious. And then they would say, taste it. And I would taste it and say, oh, that's so nice, but I wonder what would happen if you added that. And they would say, Hamba Kossazana, and chase me out of the kitchen. And then the next day they would say, Izaba Kossazana, come and have a taste. And they'd done it. So that's how I manipulated those pots. Those are looking good to me now.
They look good to me. Yeah. So what do we do? Take him off
now? What you do, just tumble it, Tone.
Tumble it?
One time.
Tell me what you mean by tumble.
Here we go. We're going to just go.
Okay. So you take the juicy with it?
Yeah, you want the juice with it.
Okay.
Just so silent now, the sizzle's gone.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Right now, play again.
I do my...
Yes.
There's a little statue in Belgium called the Mannequin Peace.
I know. Yes, be with you.
Oh, Lord, it's hard to be humble. One more.
Right, there we go. Now, I'm not going to let this oil get too hot.
Okay,
I'm going to just pop those in.
Yeah.
And then you can do those, honey.
Oh,
the big
put them
ones.
in whole?
Yeah, put them in whole.
Put them in whole?
Yeah, because I'm going to squish some of those. That's it. And then once again, I'm going to just put a nice big bit of salt.
You know, I can eat those like fruit.
Aren't they just gorgeous? In China, they eat them like fruit. They walk
well,
around.
Well, they are a fruit.
They are
I mean, it was called a love apple originally.
Absolutely. And everyone was petrified of them.
I know.
Could be an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Yum.
They are an aphrodisiac.
Are they? Well, give them a toss then. Okay, do you know how?
You say that so nicely.
Just like, let's just
Okay.
give them a little toss.
Oh, I love that. Oh, she's very good at that. Now, if I did that, we'd end up with it all over us.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not very good at tossing.
Okay, I'm just waiting for this.
The whole crew standing over there laughing at this one.
I'm just waiting for the skin to just wrinkle a little. I think food is very sexy. If you have a look at it in its nude state, I mean, look at the shapes of veggies. They're so appealing and gorgeous, and they can get the mind wandering.
People don't realise you can stand in the kitchen and cook and prepare and talk about the day's happenings or whatever went on, and it's much more fun.
You know what I think? That, in fact, one should be cooking a meal where you involve the whole family. I know it's good to sit down and have a meal together at the table and try and sort of draw out what happens, but I promise you, cooking just brings out all kinds of, you can tell stories about, I mean, Uncle Tony was my ex-father-in-law, he's deceased now.
Was he a Tony as well?
He was a Tony as well, and he was an Italian. I don't know about the stallion part, but he was definitely an Italian.
Well, I've proven that.
But we would talk about, at his table, talk about his home and how they would harvest the tomatoes and sun-dry them for the next, for the winter.
Yeah.
All of those things, just from like
And
maybe
the
cooking
olives.
the olives, pressing the oil, and it all comes from one ingredient.
Yeah.
It's amazing how it just opens up all of those things.
And we make a lot of things like copper,
Yes,
and the hams,
Fantastic.
prosciuttos,
Yes.
and so on. And the cheeses. I mean, I'm a cheese freak.
I love cheese too,
as
yeah.
well,
Couldn't live without it.
You cook a lot with cheese?
I like to try and eat it raw more than I cook with it. Oh, ricotta is my best when it's fresh and sweet.
I'll have a really salty, crusty parmesan.
It's got to have the crystals in it. Oh my heaven, absolutely. Happy mouth, happy mouth.
Yes.
Oh yes. But you get fresh ricotta. I just love to have a big bowl of rocket, some rock salt, some beautiful olive oil, crusty bread.
Do you cook with a lot of people? I mean, do you do this at home?
Yes, my friends set tables, chop, cut. I mean,
Well,
Myrna,
David looks like he's well fed.
no, he doesn't cook. He's well fed, but I've got a friend who's thinner than him. Her name's Myrna, Myrna Whittles, and that little thing gets into my kitchen with me, and I say, Myrna, do this, Myrna, do that, and I quite like Myrna in my kitchen.
I could spend hours in the kitchen with you. I mean, I could talk
darling.
about all sorts of weird
Such a
things.
charmer. I'm a holistic cook. As I say, I'm a feeder. So if I'm going to give you a red pepper, it's going to taste like a pepper,
And did your kids grow up?
Yeah, they all cook. All my sons cook.
And are they a voluminous size?
No, not at all. The one is so full of blooming nonsense. He'll kill me for this, but I think that when he reached puberty, his taste buds went on a route march and they disappeared and never came back. So he's quite a fussy eater. The little one will eat. I took him to China when he was 16. I thought, before it's too cool to travel with your mother, I want the pleasure of watching you experience new foods, different foods. And I've always said to them, try something once. Just try it once. So the big one, Wade, and the little one, Ryan, they are very adventurous eaters. Ryan has eaten scorpions and snakes with me and all kinds of things. Whether he revisits it is up to him. But you know what? How would he know if he didn't try it, whether he liked it? Now these are looking just perfect. The skin has started
I see, it's starting to go a bit wrinkly.
Wrinkly, and if you have a look inside, you can see the tomato juice is starting to bubble.
I can see that.
At this point, I want them out. Okay, Tone. So we're going to just, look at that.
Yeah.
And all of that beautiful olive oil is now
In there.
and it's part of the dressing.
Do we want those little bits?
Oh, that's for you, but don't burn your mouth.
No, I'm not going to. I'll wait for it to cool down.
Cool
I
down,
think,
absolutely. Now this and that, I'll cool down, put a little bit of mouth-watering red wine vinegar. I believe that if you don't have that passion, just don't even bother to do it. A lot of them do it because they want to be on the box, be on television. But it'll come across if you don't have the passion for it. And just advice to you out there, if you do want to become a chef and your father is not going to pay for it to happen, Tony, I say go to the best restaurant in town and say, let me start washing dishes. You can learn anything and you can do it with perfection. Do you know what I'm saying? My knowledge comes from teaching myself, from learning, from stealing with my eyes, and not ever giving up doing it properly or not doing it at all. What we're going to do is I've got some tart bottoms cooking. They're not ready yet.
Oh, so we've got to wait for the tart bottoms, have we?
Yes.
I think a lot of men wait for tart bottoms.
Absolutely. Actually, well, they're in the oven. They're going to come out. They've been baked blind.
Yes.
And then maybe, if we're lucky, maybe they're already baked.
Oh, okay.
Shall I go and check?
Go and check.
Okay.
You've turned everything into an industry here, because I was smiling at myself. I picked up this whacking great salver, a plate here, and I see Jenny Morrison back. So the whole thing has become an absolute industry for you.
I think it's just a natural progression. I like to eat off my own plates. You know, why should I have someone else's design smiling up at me when it can be my own?
That's true. I don't mind eating off other people's plates.
Well, I do too.
All right, now explain to me what we've got here. We did, first of all, we did the paprika or
The
pepper.
peppers, yeah.
Then we did the tomatoes.
Tomatoes, yes.
Now what are these little
Okay,
cookies?
these are just little Parmesan tarts. A lovely little butter pastry, nice short pastry, and then just eggs and cream Parmesan cheese and
Is
a bit
that
of zucchini. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
a
I
bit of
recognise the zucchini there.
So it's like
Yeah.
a Mediterranean tart.
Let's go on with,
All right.
with the cooking
Okay,
now.
what
Now,
we're
what are we
gonna
going to do with these?
We're going to just top these. You see, what I like
One more
is...
thing, I missed that. What's that?
This is some beautiful Cabernet Sauvignon vinegar, which is also made locally in the Nair Valley at the Willow Creek Farm.
Cabernet
It
Sauvignon.
is delicious. It's a balsamic style vinegar.
try a bit?
Of course you can, my sweetheart. Would you like to drink it out of my hand, or are you going to help yourself?
I'll do it the sensual way.
Should we do it this way?
We'll do it the sensual way.
Yes, this is how I'd feed my babies. Hello, my baby.
Hello, my baby. Come
Just
to
look
me,
at that.
my
It's
baby.
just gorgeous. Yum. Isn't that divine?
Serious.
Yeah, it's
Serious, no
seriously
joking.
good. No, it's really
That's
good.
seriously-
It's smooth and gorgeous. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we're going to just, there's nothing worse than sort of having like something that asphyxiates you because it's got so much acid in it and that kind of thing. So the peppers, we're going to just take our peppers
Yes.
and just pop them into the bowl. And I don't want too much. I want just enough to,
Shall I take that for you?
yeah, you can. And then you can do the tossing for me. I'm going to just a little bit, just
Must be
enough
all
to
tossed
enhance
out
it.
after this.
Almost.
Right, so now we
I give them a
toss.
little toss, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just going to add another layer of flavour. I'm a girl that layers flavour. I
Yes.
like dimensions.
Yes, me too, as
Yeah,
well.
I like layers.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I'd stuck all of that into one tart, it would just have one flavour, and it wouldn't be nearly as nice.
I make a tomato salad that's with herbs and raw onion. That's,
Oh,
I
delicious.
do it in layers as well.
Oh, beautiful,
Balsamic.
beautiful. Look at that beautiful tomato with the gorgeousness of the olive oil.
Yeah, what
Got
do we
this
do with those?
I'm going to also give it just a tiny splash, and you're going to very gently, you're going to coddle them. Okay, just be very,
Okay,
very
just
nice.
coddle,
Yeah, just
yes.
give them a little.
Gently does
That's
it.
it. That's it. Just give them a nice little toss in the vinegar.
Yeah.
And
That
then,
vinegar was really
isn't it
nice.
gorgeous?
I've got
Absolutely.
that taste on
Can you
my-
imagine the olive oil and bread and that? Just,
Ooh,
it's
that
like
must
very
be
Moorish.
beautiful.
Yeah. And then just once again, just a tiny little bit of salt, like
Okay.
that. And then we're going to toss up, let's do some pepper,
Okay.
just a drop of pepper. I'm going to just top it with some pepper and a gorgeous little tomato. And then you can garnish it with some basil, or you can actually put some rocket. You can actually put rocket on the bottom if you wanted to.
Rocket's very nice.
Rocket's
isn't it?
delicious. And then take some of this gorgeous juice.
What's your favourite herb?
Oh, don't ask me. That's the meanest thing anyone can ask
gotta
someone
be
who loves
basilico.
food. That's basil, and
Basil.
it's rosemary, and it's coriander, and
rosemary,
it's...
rosemary I find very overpowering if you're not careful.
No, but it depends.
Thank you.
Right, you can do the tongue tip taste. Yum, yum.
Well, I could eat that all day long.
Isn't that good?
You're not getting any go away.
Yes, go away.
Jenny Morris, thank you very much. And now I know really why they call you the Giggling Gourmet.
Aw.
No, but it's a nice giggle and it's a nice thing to do. Cooking is an art, I know, but it's also a love.
It's a love.
And for me, it was very passionate working with you today. Thank you
thank
very
you,
much.
Tony.
Thank you,
Thank you.
darling.
Aw.
Thank you.
There you go, sweetheart. Oh, he tastes like Parmesan.